Hello there, everybody. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 71 of our Enigmatica 6 Let's Play series, where today I am just enjoying the view in our base here. Because it's awesome. Like, it just looks awesome in here. So couple things in between episodes. Really, it was in between weeks. I last recorded on Thursday, and today is Wednesday, so it's been almost a week. So I've done some tinkering, not really much up top here, other than adding this waystone and setting up some compact machines, but I set up some compact machines. We are basically completely moved out of our old base, and if we pop back over there, you will see I don't even have the whole area chunk loaded. It is claimed, you can see, but it's not chunk loaded. So first things first, I think I solved our tree farm problem. First off, I checkerboarded the grid here, so I spaced out our saplings so that they don't grow the tall variants or the big variants, so that way nothing like grows into the yeah, that thing there, contraption, so that it stops. And then I modified this. So what was happening previously is we had a chest here, we had this drawer up here. The chest was filling up with saplings, and then it was sending it up to the drawer. The drawer was sending it into the interface, and then the interface was sending it into this interface, and it was filling up all the slots in this. And everything was just happening so fast, it never had a chance to disconnect. So it kept going until, because this portable storage interface, if it doesn't detect any items in it, it won't send it'll break this connection here, essentially. So if there's no items in this, it'll break the connection here. So this is going through, and it goes and it fills up all those chests, and then it gets stuck. And I don't know why this is taking so long here, so I feel like it's still kind of doing similar. But anyway, I have fixed the issue of it getting stuck. I've let this run for quite a while now, and we're up to 40,000 logs. If I remember correctly, we had 80,000 logs a while back, and now we only have 40,000. I don't know where all my logs went. I know we had that charcoal set up down there for Botania, but do you think it burnt through like almost 40,000 logs? That's a lot of logs. But anyway, so I'm going to leave these farms here. These being here doesn't hurt anything at all. So these guys can stay here, and these two areas are chunk loaded. As you can see, all of our bees are gone. Nothing is in our beehives anymore. They are completely gutted. And I have our mob farm down here chunk loaded as well. So if we ever need to turn it on, it is good. I never moved our enchantment extractor, but it's not that big of a deal. We still have our bee dude over here. And mob farm stayed exactly the same. But if we go inside, it is a sad, sorry state in here because there is absolutely nothing. This area is completely empty, alas. And we go down here, our old basement is empty. Not a thing except for holes left from where I excavated all of our equipment. I even moved our thermal processing thingies for brine and lithium. This is where our energy storage, our power reactors, which y'all saw me move that. What was this? This was the electrolytic separator. Everything's gone. All gone into our new base. And I'm not upset about that because our new base is freaking awesome. So what I'm going to do is, I wish this wasn't ID 1. I would like our new home to be ID number 1 just because, you know, it's new. I could just break this and move it into the nether maybe, or something else, but I could put the waystone. I could put a waystone back here and then get rid of that if I ever need to come back here. Let's do that. Also, I am surprisingly low on waystones. Old home. I don't think I even have any in my backpack. I have one. I have one waystone left. So we have old home, which had an ender gate. So this was going to run out of power eventually anyway because I tore that thing down. Nice. Also, if you hear any noises in the background or anything, I do have my puppers in the room with me because my wife is out with some friends and, well, I don't want her to be all alone. So she's in here with me. So if you hear any noises, that is her. Anyway. And this is still running on a ender gate. Yes, we need to remove that. A point. Backpack point. And I know I'm realizing too that, okay, I have a backpack, right? And it's not really 100% necessary anymore because I have access to my crafting grid at all times. So what's the point of having a backpack? Don't tell me. Okay, good. You don't have to craft any of the. I really need to kick off crafting of like 64 of these, but I'm missing flux dust. That's one of the things I want to work on is automating flux dust at some point. Let's go ahead and you are our mob farm. So we set it to mob farm and we set our network and we are good to go. I have tried to be good about labeling all of our connections. So we got our wither milkers. I don't know what this flux point is. I could go find it, but like we have our mechanism infusion and all that stuff. So that way I can see, okay, our induction casing is getting 11,000 RF a tick. And this flux point right here is taking away 10,000 RF a tick. What that's for, I don't know, because I set up our wither milkers and the wither milker stasis, and it's in a compact machine. Oh, this is probably our refined storage system, because refined storage with that dimensional thing, you can't. That stays ID 2. That's slightly depressing. Let's go home. And maybe I can clear it? Like if I clear that and clear that. Can I set this as ID 1? Yeah. Well, whatever. It's in the top slot. I guess. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so that's probably our refined storage. Okay, so if we go into all of our, we've already seen Botania. I set up a mechanism one that has all of our mechanism machines, and I'm realizing this is not centered, which is unfortunate. Anyway, so I moved everything over. I set up our XNet processing here for all of our ores. So you can see, you know, like we have all of our chunks of like diamonds and gems and all of our ores in here. I did have to upgrade these to advanced connectors down here. And you can see that here. So we have advanced connectors there because advanced connectors allow you to spoof the location of where the connector is. So for all of our, this is our 3X. It was this one that really mattered. These are on advanced connectors because they pull out faster. That's what it is. These, the infusing factories, I had to spoof the location of the side in which it operates to the north, which is this direction, which is the back of all of these, because mechanism, the back, well, you can set your extra slot to whatever color, or the yellow slot to whatever side, which is your extra. And that goes here. If you have it, you can't set the bottom or the top to input items and the extra slot. So I had to spoof it to the back. I also set up processing of our enriched diamonds. So now we have that automatically processing, as well as refined obsidian. All of that is all automated now. I also split our smelting. You can see I upgraded all of this to ultimate tier for everything. And I put gas upgrades into our purifying factory, so it doesn't use as much oxygen. And these are all ultimate tier because we had a massive back stuff of ore. And let me tell you, that apiary that we set up with our bees is efficient. It runs very quickly and we get a lot of stuff out of it. So this had a massive back stuff. And it was just taking forever. So I moved our smelting factory from there to over here. So this is our smelting factory now. So we have a dedicated smelting, and then we have our crushing factory here. I also set up industrial foregoing room, automated our latex again, made it much more compact. So all of it fits in this area. So, you know, we have our pedestal here that is getting exported into a storage drawer that is pushing out the oak logs to there. And then from there, this pedestal places the blocks and everything, you know, just like it was before. Latex goes into here. It also splits into our ender tank. The dry rubber gets processed over here, and then it'll get smelted into plastic. I set this up so that when less than 256, this will emit a signal, so it'll smelt up all this dry rubber. So this will back stuff, and then all of this will back stuff, and then all of these will back stuff eventually at some point. Honestly, not too worried about it. Dissolution chamber, and we have material stoneworks factories here set up with a interface already prepped and ready to go. One thing I did want to look with our material stonework factory to get set up is silicone. Or silicon, depending on how you want to say it, because I believe, yes, this can. If you get cobblestone, you crush it 3 times, you get silicon, and it just will make things faster because we don't have to worry about smelting silicon if we need it, which we do quite often. And then we have a thermal expansion, which is just our induction smelter, furnace, and pulverizer with the very few recipes that we have set up for those. And we have this giant room for any of that as needed. What else did we do? Botania stayed the same. We didn't change anything there other than I added my alchemy catalyst. If we go downstairs, you can see I said I wasn't going to go with marble on this, but to be honest, it was taking a long time and I needed to get it all done. So I set it up with marble and I replaced the floor inside of the room with the sooty marble to give it a little bit of a contrast here. I need to figure out a lighting system. I've gotten a couple comments about the Feral Flare Lantern, though, makes it so you don't have to place lights down. It's kind of boring. So we can add some like lighting. I don't know what light mod that, searching light may not have been the best idea, but I don't know, like lamps and I know there's like a simple light mod, which looks like industrial laboratory-ish, but that's not it. Lamps. We have additional lights. We have redstone lamps. We could put therium lamps in the ceiling if we could find therium crystals, which have no recipe, which means they're from an ore that I could look up later. Just basic things, I'll have to look through and see what options we have to spice this up a little bit more. And we have these little elevated platforms here for stuff in the future that we want to work on. And I set up our wither killer and our wither milker. And by the way, when I moved the power over from the old base to the new base, Mr. Wither here broke free and destroyed our milker again, which is just fantastic. And he isn't dying. Not sure what's going on with that. Oh, okay. I guess he did die. His health bar just wasn't going on. But yeah, you can see he broke the fluid laser base. So I'm going to need to make another one of those. And I'm going to need to make another purple laser lens. But I'll work on that later. We have ether gas. Bees are running fantastically. We need to look into one of the episodes this week. We are going to dive into solving this problem. I put an ender bee in here, and you can see he's ready to import. Ender bees teleport, surprisingly, like endermen, who would have thought. And then when they have nectar, they transmutate stone and stuff to end stone, which is just lovely when I caught this. For our centrifuge, I did have to change our system. We no longer have these ender hoppers going into a yellow ender chest and it just importing. Because things like RGB, they just make the quark runes when they get imported. Or when they get processed, these rainbow runes. And I really don't care for those, but you can make dyes with them. So I've set up these advanced exporters to export only the stuff that we actually want to go in here. And then output to our white chest so that it'll import into our system. And I also have bottles being piped into here. You can see that here. So that way all of our honey gets taken care of. And now we have no fluids. And if we look into our system at resourceful bees, I have been letting these combs back stuff because I want to get us up to a tier 4 apiary. So we have plenty of combs to be able to do that. And we also have these bottles. These really don't do anything other than the regular honey bottles. These are just, you can turn them into honey blocks or you can eat them, but there's not really terribly too much usage for those individual things. And lastly, if we go to our refined storage room, we have our tower of wireless receivers. I labeled these guys so that we know which one goes to which because you really don't have any easy way of identifying them. And then we have our essence generator running back here. And then we have a storage room with all of our storage stuff. So there's our drives, all of our liquids. And I expanded our drawers here as you can see. So now we have like cobblestone. Anything, I went through our refined storage. Anything that we had more than 5,000 of, I made a drawer for. Like we had 12,000 skeleton skulls from our mob farm. We're never going to need wither skeleton skulls for a very long time. But yeah, we had 12,000 of those. We had 5,000 rotten flesh, and it was all, I mean, not that it was a bad thing. Like it wasn't imperative that we were low on space in here, but I like this. This is better. Plus it voids things out. It just looks better. And now we have 272,000 or room for 272,000 items, and we're only using 71,000 again. So let's see. Lastly, I set up this import thing. So if ever I need to export anything out of our system, we can with ease. This is a exporter and an importer with speed upgrades. So if I wanted to export, like when I did the wither skeleton skulls, I put the drawer here. I set it to export skulls. It took them all out of our disk drives, put them into the drawer. And then, yeah, and if I ever had anything to import, like when I imported the cobble from that simple black hole, I just popped that there and let it run. Simple. Still only have 31 buckets of honey, but we're pretty decent and flush on most of our other resources here. And yeah, got this all moved over, all set up. Nothing really changed for the most part with all of this stuff. It's all pretty much as you had seen. One thing I did do is when I was building my pyramid here and I was clearing out this area, a tortoise spawned. And I just thought he was so awesome. Look at him. So I captured him immediately, and I want to go ahead and name tag him. We're going to have Mr. Tortoise running around here. But, oh. I can't name tag the tortoise. But he looks so awesome. I want to keep him forever. I made this name tag too. By the way, name tag, Britannia, not usages, recipes. Book and quill with an alchemy catalyst, get you a name tag. Very little mana. Shift click, no. Well, that is extremely depressing. He looks so awesome. I was going to name him Gamera. Well, no, not that. I didn't mean to show that. I don't want that. I just want him to live. He can just stay here. The area is chunk loaded, so he may not despawn. And I don't know if they can walk out of the ethereal glass. I don't think so. But just run free. Gamera. His name is not Tortoise. His name is Gamera. Whatever. Anyway, and then lastly, if we go to this area now that we have called reactor, I set up in a desert for when we expand into mechanism fission and fusion, which will be soon. We have this set up to process our lithium and all of that stuff. And I am going to make these higher. I think the like max height's like what, 18, which is easily doable. So we can just expand these up to max out our lithium production and be good to go. And yeah, that is our basically our updates for the changes this week. I just love, being able to see these, hammerhead sharks out here. I don't care to see the drowned or anything, but yeah, the sharks and the glow squid and all that is just so freaking cool. And then we have all of this coral. And then if we come up here, we have land. If we need to do anything, build anything, explore anything, we have a wooded grassland plateau right outside of our base. And a pillager outpost, apparently. An abandoned pillager outpost? No, they're in here. Let's go rob these guys of all their stuff. What do you got? Dimlet, sheet metal, nothing else interesting or good that I care about. But yeah, so that is where we are at with our base for now. Now, with the last 10 minutes of this episode, I want to start working on getting into a couple new mods. First mod that I'm going to be getting into is, I think, Occultism. I wanted to dive into Eidolon, but that requires... the easiest setup for Eidolon is to use a mob spawner to do some of the stuff, and I don't want to be over in our old base. I want to be in our new base for a little while. So I think occultism is going to be the best way for us to go about that. So let's dive in. Quests. Apparently I finished some quests at some point within the week. Oh, I did this one when we picked this up. So we got this Power loot box. And when it's green, that means we finished this quest line, which is all these hexagonal shapes here. Those are the ones that are required for the quest. So we got that done. Let's see, where else did I finish quests at? Pedestals? Pedestals, because I picked up my block placer, and that was it. So we got some pedestal area 3, meh. And some energized steel, meh. Neither of those I need, but it is what it is. Occultism. Let's dive into this. Let's see what we need to do to get this. All right, with occultism, you will learn to summon various otherworldly spirits to do your bidding, from the simple foliate ore crushing spirit for early ore doubling to the powerful Ginny ore miner to gather up all those valuable resources for you. Any quest in the shape of a hexagon will require a ritual to complete. The Dictionary of Spirits has everything you need to get you started on your journey. The Boo. This mod is based on a set of books called the Bartimaeus Trilogy by Jonathan Stroud. I loved these books as a kid. Read them many, many times. Haven't as an adult. Here's the thing with the books. They are very footnote heavy. And I have a Kindle, and footnotes in Kindle don't really play too well. So I need to actually get physical copies of the books so I can read them again. But yeah, check it out if you've never have. It's a young adult. So if you're... into more mature books, you may not like it, but I say it's good. I like it. All right, so we need Demon's Dream seeds. We need to plant that to get Demon's Dream fruit. Eating just a piece of fruit can cause powerful short-term hallucinogenic effects. The third eye effect will allow you to see and interact with various otherworldly materials. You will find examples of these materials in lush underground groves disguised as common andesite and harmless oak trees. Please eat responsibly. So we need some demon seeds. And you know what? We get tons of demon seeds all the time from various things. I will say that with version 0.4.1.4 that I'm on now, 4.1.4, something like that. Anyway, they toned down how many seeds you get from breaking grass. So if that ever bothered you, you don't have to worry about it so much anymore. So let's see. Occultism. Where do we want to put this? Let's go back this area. Let's plant this here. You can just go right here. No? No, you won't. Does it need to be tilled? I don't have a hoe. We can fix that. Now, seeds. I am going to need to get some water. There's so much water around here. It should just, work, is what I say. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about planting water. I'll just bone meal this up and get us some of this Demon's Dream fruit, since it's easy bone meal. We're getting a lot more of these seeds too. I'll just go through this stack. Also, I just realized I have 243 levels. Where in tarnation did all that experience come from? I don't even know. I even upgraded this. I got holding 7 from a book. Oh, in the whole shebang of me doing all of these upgrades, I somehow yeeted my flux bore somewhere. Cannot find it anywhere. I just all of a sudden went to go mine something and my flux bore was gone. I must have dropped it when I was flying around somewhere, didn't notice it. It's gone. So I had to make a new one. And in doing so, I got even better enchants out of it. So we got holding 6 and fortune 4 on it. So, and I also enchanted our axe because our old one broke. But yeah, anyway, Demon's Dream fruit. So it said that we need to eat this stuff. So now it said that we need to eat it and look at find andesite in oak logs and stuff. So maybe it might be in our best interest to come up here and do this because we have some trees here. So granted, this is dark oak, or is this spruce? I don't even know. I can't tell my trees apart at a distance. Give me some oak. That looks like oak. So if I eat this, What does it do? Oh my. Oh my, that is trippy. That is definitely trippy. But I don't see anything like cool or special or anything. Eating a piece can cause powerful short-term hallucinogenic effects. It will allow you to see and interact with various otherworldly materials. You'll find examples of these in lush underground groves disguised as common andesite in harmless oak trees. Please eat responsibly. So does that mean that they are only underground? Good question. Good question. I know. Thank you. Thank you for asking that question. Me. Like, let's eat another one of these and see, like, does anything stand out to us while we eat this? Or do we have to find a lush underground grove? If I remember correctly, actually, though, the stuff that we are looking for is craftable. Is what I was going to say. Can we, like, tell the difference between these? These are oak logs of Minecraft. Do oak logs of occultism say occultism on them? Even though you can only harvest the occultism variant under the effect of the dream fruit, is it available? Let's eat another one. If you hate this effect, I definitely apologize. It is 100% completely trippy. It also causes a little bit of lag, by the way, in case you were wondering. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at our recipes for occultism real quick. So what we are looking for is otherworld wood and other stone. One can be found from andesite, one can be found from oak logs. Otherworld wood, that is hard to say. It's primarily found in otherworld groves, only visible while the status third eye is active. See the Dictionary of Spirits for more information. Now, from what I understand, I thought there was a recipe to craft these, but I guess not. You can make that with regular, there's a recipe to craft this, but to get the otherworld wood, you need to find it. Okay, that's good to know. Where did my book go? Did I put it away? Did it go in my backpack? Did it go into my Akashic Tome? What was the name of the book? Occultism. There it is. All right. Well, I am going to go back home and I'm going to take a nap in our home because it's nighttime. And I am going to go and find some of this other world wood and some other stone and get us that going so that we can dive into occultism starting next episode fully. So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, with the liking, the commenting, and subscribe all being extremely helpful. Yes, I know I did not differentiate between any of them because they are all extremely helpful for the channel's metrics. Anyway, that being said, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a good one.